Hey everybody, welcome to the iPad Fisherman, my first actual episode here from a new setup now that I'm living down in the GTA, just in and around Mississauga area for a bit. I figured I'd kick things off here today by doing a little video of the things that I've picked up in the last 2 years of ice fishing that have really significantly improved my game, and maybe a couple things too that I need to improve on that to get better at for the future. I've been fishing all my life, but I really only gotten serious into it in the last probably 2 years now. So slowly but steadily learning a lot, and hopefully it just continues from here. Probably one of the biggest things that made a huge impact, obviously, in the game was buying one of these. Whether it's what brand you buy, or if you just use your summer fishing gear, your summer fishing one with a little bit of transducer attachment to it. As long as you are out there with some sort of electronics, what a difference. I got sick of last year sitting around my buddies with their flashers and just catching fish nonstop. And here I am just jigging up and down, hoping something's below me. Now, it may not be, great for every type of fish. Like perch fishing, I shallow water sight fishing, other than checking my depth, it doesn't do a whole lot for me because there's so many bars on the screen. I don't know if it's big fish or it's 8 fish at the same time. But when it comes down to lake trout fishing, if you're not sight fishing lake trout, there's no way for the most part you're gonna catch as many, that's for sure, unless you have one of these units. I'm not gonna get into the brand's specificness of it, but I just got the Humminbird Ice 35, and it's done wonders for me. I've had no issues for it. Battery life usually gets me about maybe 4 or 8 hour fishing trips, at least that right now, which is fantastic so far. One of the other biggest things too has been a pain I always find is dealing and trying to find live bait. A lot of times they may not open at the same time you're going fishing, so I've kind of tried to change up my game and try and fish without live bait a lot more often and see how much success I have. And it may not be specific to this type, but these gulp little waxy worms here have been huge for me this year. The amount of time that these things have caught fish and they stay on your hook, you're not constantly dropping down and small little perch steals your minnow and now you've got a naked lure down there and you're worried you're not going to catch anything. I don't know, from on a good day maybe 5 of these tiny things, and there are a ton in there. They just hold on a lot better. They got a little bit of taste to them too, so fish seem to hold on to them a little bit better, which is it's worked great for me so far, and a product I'll definitely continue to use in the future, that's for sure. Another big game changer, and this isn't just for ice fishing, this has been all season, fluorocarbon. Didn't really use it before because I wasn't a huge fisherman. You didn't have the time or the money to just be buying a bunch of stuff that, and trying to tie this stuff on sometimes is a pain, but the more you do it, you get a lot better with your knot tying, and definitely like using that product a lot more. I might change up my brands on it, but I've had no problems with the kind I've used so far. Usually, this is 8-pound fluoro. It's great to have on the end. One thing though I do need to start adding, especially for winter fishing, to the end of this is a snap swivel. Getting pretty sick of retying lures every couple minutes when I want to change it up, especially when I'm trying to learn how to fish a new area, a new fish. Things aren't working out with one lure, I want to try the next one over and over again until I find something that works. Sometimes in the wind and the cold, it's not the easiest thing in the world to retie your lures constantly, but snap swivel is definitely one of the big things I would suggest that you tie onto your line. I'd find huge. I've been using a lot more swivels, these little crane swivels, but these are not snap swivels, so that's something I definitely need to look into. Also too, I don't know where I'm going to go with this, but I need something better for line snips than these because they're rusted, they're old, they never really were great. They'll cut mono real good, but anything braided along those lines, I have a lot of trouble with. I need to look into stepping that up big time because these times they'll rip and tear braid and it doesn't feed through properly. But or maybe just a new pair of those. Who knows? Another big thing, especially for lake trout fishing, Stepped up my game on rod size this year. Before then, I really only had, I got a tiny perch rod and then a bit of a stiffer, more stout rod. But I stepped up here, got a 36 incher from Cabela's, Fish Eagle 50. Also to one of my favorite spoons this year. It's been working great for me. I have a 10-pound Power Pro on there, and then I accidentally got it all tangled up, so I had to cut a bunch, and I realized I cut too much because I couldn't get down to the bottom anymore. So now it's kind of a split between that, and I think it's a 8-pound suffix that I have on there attached by a swivel. So now I can get down there a lot deeper, and when those Lakers run, you got some extra line on there to take care of them. Another big thing, now that I've started videotaping, since I am the iPad fisherman, I typically use my iPad for doing a lot of my filming. But I also have this. It's an Action Pro camera. It's not a GoPro. It's been great. Can't say it's been, well, it's been okay. It's a lot less expensive than a GoPro. If you want to start off and get a feel for making videos, and if it's something you want to do, I definitely recommend it. But I've had nothing but problems. It uploads files to a file that I then have to convert before I can do anything with, because nothing seems to read the file that it converts to. Battery life isn't that great, but I don't know if it's any different with the GoPro. But these batteries tend to, in the cold, sometimes almost shut off instantly. And I have 4 of them, and sometimes they don't last very long. But I have been using the chest mount a lot, and I've noticed that with the chest mount, it keeps your body heat, keeps the batteries a little warmer, so you can get a little better feel. Or sorry, the battery keeps warmer, so it stays on a little longer, which has been nice. Also, another thing this year or last year I bought was this Plano tackle box. It's like a lunchbox style, dual sided. I thought, this is gonna be great to just put my ice fishing stuff in and pick up and go there. It's been good for the most part, but unfortunately, as I'm going to show you here, there's these little grooves in the edge of the box, as you can see here, and the lid is supposed to fit in there nicely, but what's happening is when I flip it over and back, I'm getting, I guess it depends on what you keep in your tackle box, but I keep getting things stuck in the groove, as well as hooks keep getting stuck on the top of the box here. You'll see right there, consistently. And, I mean, yeah, it's just a matter of putting them back in or popping out whatever's stuck in there. But when you're out in the cold, you just want to open it and close it. You don't want to be fidgeting with a bunch of stuff like this. And it never really seals properly, and you get water in there. It's one thing that I need to look into, something that is portable like this, but maybe this dual side thing is just not as awesome as I thought it was going to work out to be, unfortunately. But that's the way she goes sometimes. And probably one of the last things that has really helped me overall start improving my game and figuring out what I like to use and what works great is my subscription to Simple Fishing. Whether you do Simple Fishing or Lucky Tackle Box or Mystery Tackle Box, I definitely suggest checking it out. When you get stuff in the mail, it's exciting because you don't get anything in the mail anymore these days. But the biggest game changer has been for me is getting some lures that I wouldn't have known much about or probably typically wouldn't throw, and then using them and implementing them. And there's been some lures in there that maybe haven't worked out great for me, but some others that have been bang on. Definitely suggest checking it out for a couple subscriptions, and then after that, I think I have about a year subscription, and then after that I'll have a pretty good idea of where to go forward with my own likes, and get a better idea of what to purchase in the future. Because I didn't have coming into this season, I had an alright amount of tackle, but I definitely needed to fill a lot of gaps. I went out there and I just, was using the same couple lures over and over again. So Simple Fishing has been a huge help in making my game a lot better, along with a few other things I've picked up along the way. I've had, between a few friends and watching YouTube. Watching YouTube's a huge one. Look around, find guys that know what they're doing, and pick up what you can from them. But nothing beats time on the water though. You can watch as many YouTube videos, pick up all the gear you want, but if you're not out there actually getting the feel and the sight for it, you're not going to get much better. But that's one huge thing for me. Time on the water this year, I've been lucky to have a bunch more, but hopefully it improves next year and keep going. Well, I hope you picked up a few tips from here today that you can take forward for your ice fishing or summer fishing. Thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully I'll continue with these videos, and we'll see you another time.